You to understand that this channel, guys, is not yet for deep semen retention issues and alchemies and energy transmutation. It's still a basic channel for people who are still addicted to porn and masturbation, people who are still trying to quit porn and masturbation, who are still suppressed by lust. It's not yet for alchemies and energy transmutations and resentment and those kind of deep issues on semen retention. The alchemy is not for that. It's still for guys who are still addicted and who are still trying to find their way out of this lust and the addiction. So as time goes on, we'll advance bit by bit. So today's topic, I want us to talk about how to quit porn and masturbation. This is part 1. I'll make 6 parts on this thing, so just keep on. I'll make a playlist so you can go to it bit by bit. And what I'm gonna talk about is what worked for many people, what worked for me myself, and what worked for many guys in the clinic, because I used to work in a porn rehabilitation clinic. Guys, the first thing that you must think about and you must accept in your mind before you take on this journey that you wanna be free from porn addiction and masturbation addiction, the first step that you must take, guys, is to accept that it's gonna take a while. There's no instant gratification in this side, and it's gonna be hard for you to accept that it's gonna be yes. It's gonna be yes, guys. I don't wanna lie to you. It's not gonna be 90 days. It's not gonna be 90 days. It's not gonna be 90 days, guys. That's the first. Accept that through your thick skull. Accept that through a thick skull that it's not gonna be months or days or weeks. Years. You're talking about years. Especially if you're addicted for years, because most of you were addicted for years. It's gonna take years to fully get rid of it. You can live a normal life after a while, but to fully get rid of it, go back to the way you were, something that's gonna take years, guys. You have to accept it. So first of all, you're accepting that it's gonna take a while. Fix your mind in that I'm gonna get into this war and I'm gonna win it, but it's gonna take a while. The second step is to fully accept it, that you are addicted to this thing and it's affecting your life, it's impacting your life. It's better to have a journal, actually. First, have a journal where you're gonna be like, I buy this full journal, brand new journal. It's my quit porn and addiction journal. It's where I'm gonna track my record, where I'm gonna track my days and everything. So you buy a journal, then you first start to write, how long was I addicted to this thing? How deeply am I addicted to this thing? Porn and masturbation addiction. How is this thing impacting my life? If I don't stop this thing, where am I gonna be in the next future? If I was not addicted to this thing, where would I be now? Are there advantages in being addicted to this thing? Those things are the things that you must sit down alone and write it. Another thing that you must accept that it's gonna be a lonely journey, guys. It's gonna be very, very, very lonely. It's a lonely journey. It's very, very, very lonely. Very lonely. You have to accept that this journey is gonna be very, very, very lonely, to the point where you sometimes think it's not even worth it. Because you have to understand that the one thing that people don't agree with me with, you can't date, guys, during this journey. There's no dating. You can't date. Can't have a girlfriend in this journey, guys. It's unfortunately you can't, because you're gonna relapse. and you're gonna be sharing your energy with someone else which you can't afford. You have to focus fully on yourself. You have to focus on yourself fully, guys. You cannot focus on another person in this journey. All the attention and focus must be on you. So you have to accept that I'm gonna be lonely and I can't date, but it's for my own good. And cause you have to remember that even if you had a social cycle, because most people are sexualized, that's especially guys, that's all they talk about, how hot girls are and everything. You have to accept that you're gonna be lonely, because you have to reduce the amount of time you spend with those people. You have to, I know people tell you, but you have to be outside. But yeah, if you have to be outside but not with people, go to nature. You have to take a lot of nature walks. Number 3, you have to implement hiking, going to nature, lakes, in your lifestyle. You have to be out there, guys, in nature. That's what I mean, being out there, not in social clubs where you are drinking alcohol and everything. Another thing, you have to accept that you won't be able to drink alcohol anymore, because it's also gonna cause you relapse. It's gonna cause you to relapse. I don't wanna lie. Many people that I talk to every day, because I have a group of people that I'm talking to every day who are quitting this thing. I people that I'm mentoring. I have a mentorship program on how to quit porn and masturbation addiction, which is free. We talk every day. I take calls from you. So that's what's happening. Really, people are I find it hard that they have to quit alcohol. But at the end of the day, every time someone asks me that they relapse, they tell me they relapse, I ask them and they tell me they were drunk or on drugs. So substance abuse is one thing that you have to put aside, guys. Loneliness, no substance, no dating, accepting reality. This is what we call the accepting stage. That's the first stage that you must go through when you want to quit this thing. That you must accept that, okay, I'm going to this thing and it's not gonna be easy, but I have to take the inner power in me and fight this thing. Those things are the things that you must take a week. Those things I talked about, you must take a full week to reassess them in your mind, reassess in your brain. You cannot just say, no, I'm gonna quit, then you are on it without your goals. Those are the goals that you must set for yourself. That, guys, I'm gonna quit this thing, and these are the goals that I'm setting for myself. I wanna be out of this thing. I wanna be back healthy. I want my mind to work. I want my relationship to work. I want to finally be free from this cause. You have to remember, guys, if you don't quit it, even if you get married, guys, you're still gonna have erectile dysfunction. You're still gonna have PID. So it's better to get rid of it, deal with it now while you still have time, because there's no happy life with this thing if it's still lingering in your back of your mind. So that's it for today. I'm gonna be making part 2 of the practical ways on how to do it, the steps that you take on how to do it. Since after this first stage is accepting the problem, now you're gonna move on to the steps that you take to eradicate this thing.